Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot, and welcome to the weekend of March 14th through the 15th. Can you believe it? We are already halfway through March. We've got Jupiter direct now. The only planet that is retrograde is Mercury, our ruler, but that's saying a lot, especially after all of the retrogrades we went through and the reflection periods and points of 2025. This is where we really start moving things forward. And this weekend in particular, March 14th through the 15th, the night sky is opening a book to a particularly powerful chapter, and it just so happens to be titled with your name. And your name happens to also be embossed in gold ink. Before we get started though, I just also want to say truly thank you guys so much to each and every one of you. All your views, your likes, shares, hypes, subscribes, your comments, oh my goodness, how you support me, how you support my family, how you support this channel and this Honey Sea Star family. Each and every bit of it makes a difference. Each one of you makes a difference, and I truly love you back. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. So this weekend, the moon is going to begin our weekend in Capricorn in the 5th house, and that is our house of bliss, right? It just so happens as well that the Capricorn moon is going to be forming a harmonious trine to Uranus. And Uranus is in Taurus in our 9th house of higher wisdom and expansion. And while this lightning bolt strikes a bell that is heard for miles, suddenly it awakens your creative spirit. But the sky doesn't stop there. The moon quickly moves into Aquarius and your 6th house of daily rhythms and well-being, where it forms a delicate sextile with Neptune and with Saturn. And both of those guys are in Aries in your 8th house. And then, let me tell you, get ready, because Saturday night, the moon has a date with Pluto. And when the moon gives Pluto this goodnight kiss on the cheek, it's date night, right? Something deep happens within each and every one of us. It's going to stir something in your pit, like in the pit of your stomach, like butterflies. Old habits reveal themselves. Shadows ask to be understood. And a small daily routine suddenly becomes the doorway to a profound personal transformation that you didn't realize you needed. This is that kind of a weekend, but we're not done yet, because the true centerpiece of this weekend arrives on Sunday, March 15th. And on Sunday, Mercury retrograde in Pisces will just so happen to conjunct with Mars in Pisces in your 7th house of partnerships. And this conjunction occurs within a few degrees of the North Node, amplifying the already intensely charged Pisces stellium. And if you have seen, or if you haven't seen, I should say, well, if you have, whatever, either way, check it out. If you've seen the weekly reading that we just had, you already know that Mars and the North Node just so happened to have conjunct on Friday the 13th, no less. And now, Mercury retrograde is here to join and unite their energy and give voice to something very prolific about your direction and your future. And when these three energies gather so closely together like this, the universe is not just whispering anymore. It's speaking with conviction. It is aligning the mind, the action you take toward your desires, and aligning your destiny. And it's kind of like your GPS suddenly starts talking with this Mr. T voice, but in a compassionate way. We're in Pisces, and I know, just picture it. A compassionate Mr. T. But it's that kind of energy. So this weekend, basically there's a sacred dialogue between thought and action, logic and intuition. And what you say and what your soul truly means is coming into close, true alignment to align you with your truth and your true direction. And there's one question that the universe is asking you this weekend. Are your words, your thoughts, and your actions all aligned with your destiny? Because it's time to make sure that they fly you true. And right away with the cosmos, this is where Spirit is saying, it is time to stop caring about what they think. Let that South Node in Virgo go. Get into those higher expressions of our Virgo energy, because this is your life to live. It is your life to love. And it is time to truly say goodbye to your past. Leave that baggage behind for good. The Aries stellium that's also happening is helping you with releasing this. And this is the time where you start flying true. Light as a feather, with your heart light as a feather. And if that resonates, let me know. Because starting right away on Saturday, you'll be feeling your bliss. We have Capricorn moon energy in our 5th house, no less. And the forward movement of Jupiter picking up as the sky rearranges your inner world with this like spa day of beauty. with earthy, like, inspiration. And then also, too, a little bit of electric awakenings happening as well. So the universe is surprising you with these electric upgrades, or electric awakenings, I should say, with a few upgrades. We'll get into it. This is where Saturday begins like you're walking into this quiet library and suddenly a book falls off the shelf and it changes your life. It changes it from the Five of Pentacles to that Knight of Pentacles. And as you can see, this is like basically the lack mindset is how I nicely Midwest nice kind of put it. It's where you feel helpless. It's where it's like you're dealing with, what comes to mind is desperate people do desperate things. And it's because they're in this reactionary lack mindset of limiting their perspective. They're feeling boxed in, and so they're not feeling safe enough to dream outside that box, right? This type of a hardship, when you're in this position, when you're in this energy, this is the time to always remind yourself that a new cycle, the wheel always changes, right? Instability, change, brings on the opportunity, the challenge of adjustment, the opportunity of really embracing a different way of doing things, because what's going on right now can't continue. And that's what really the Five of Pentacles truly wants to urge you to get into, to break outside those limitations, to break outside the box, and more importantly, to honor the mindset, right? So if you're feeling like you're in this material or spiritual poverty where you're feeling helpless, you're feeling ruled by your circumstances, not by your perspective and your state of consciousness, this is the time where, as you can see, it's time to break outside that box with that Taurian energy and really focus on the comforts that your heart and your soul are trying to lead you to, especially with this weekend, especially with the North Node being so active and entangled with all of these energies. So with Saturday starting where it's like you are creating your future, your life, where you truly value your bliss, you're writing it in. Jupiter is picking up forward momentum, Mercury retrograde, I love you. But this is where it's like you're truly honoring and you're holding, you're cherishing that bliss, and you're writing it into your everyday life, right? You're writing it into your future. You're letting your intuition truly guide you. Let your heart truly guide you so that your sacral flow, your sacral energy can truly become unblocked again, so that you can get pointed in the right direction. And this is that inner world spa day that we have all been craving, right? So this is where Saturday, as this quiet library is there, right? You're kind of feeling it's a little stiff, it's a little stuffy. And then all of a sudden this book falls off the shelf. This book is where things start to change. The moon stands firmly in Capricorn. Capricorn energy, that is perched highly in your 5th house. That is your realm of joy, romance, creativity, playful expression, where you truly lighten your vibrations and you raise your frequency. And Capricorn energy is not only ruled by Saturn, it's the mountain goat of the zodiac, right? It holds that energy that climbs slowly. It also climbs carefully. But most importantly, it climbs deliberately, with sure footing planted in the most gravity-defying of places, where lack mentality is trying to drag you in or drag you off course, drag you off that mountain cliff, where there's unsure footing, right? There's uncertainty, there's fear of change. This type of energy with Capricorn being the goat, he's going in all these gravity-defying places where it's like, how are you climbing that wall there? You have a centimeter, and your hoof is much bigger than that. But somehow your legs aren't even shaking. Your ankles are completely steadfast. And this is the type of energy where close to nothing can break your stride or your steadiness. And as you can see, I mean, not only is he perched here taller, sturdier, straighter on his horse, but he is truly holding, conserving what he truly values. He's focusing his energy on bringing in that financial stability, right? On really investing his energy and his time into the hard work that he wants to, in his, what he produces, rather than what he gets distracted by, if you will. This is where it's like you're standing up for yourself, you're standing up for your bliss, your love, your joy, with all the rationality, all the responsibility, all the dependability, so that you can truly know, your inner world can know, that it can count on yourself. It can utilize the resources at hand and take action in the most strategic way, the most deliberate way, and handle things with care. And as your emotions become focused and grounded on creating your place of peace, your bliss in a truly meaningful way, something unexpected happens on Saturday. The Capricorn moon forms a harmonious trine to Uranus, which is in Taurus. That came into the cards, right? Taurus is all about your comforts, your day-to-day comforts as well, your stability in how you live your life. And that could be monetarily, that could be your housing situation, that could be your partner situations as well. But it really focuses on security in your joy, in how comfortably you live life, especially if you've been feeling like you've been in this lack mindset, or like you've been tried, you're going through just what I would call as a winter or a hard season or a cold season where you feel like you're walking it alone. This is the energy that reinvigorates you. And with Uranus, our breakthrough planet, with our ninth house being illuminated, our greater horizons, really focusing on our comforts and our stability, suddenly Uranus. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got us standing in our power, coming to completion on something. We'll get into it. We've got Uranus, the awakener, the liberator, right? He's sending down this cosmic lightning bolt that lights up the entire sky to show you just how grand it is and how grand your future is. So if you kind of picture it, it's like when you're out playing in the garden, because I'm this girl, and as you're watching the storm roll in and the air, it just feels so electrically charged. You can smell the freshness. You can smell the rain in the air. And more importantly, you can see all the plants responding to it too. They're standing at attention. They are ready. They are waiting to receive. They are waiting to drink. They're waiting for that rain that's coming in on the breeze. You can feel the humidity starting to build even too. And in that electric atmosphere, and in that pressure, suddenly a lightning bolt strikes nearby and it illuminates the entire landscape. And this is where you realize that as it lights everything up, safety first, I'm just saying, if you're in cold weather or if you're nearby lightning, go inside. But either way, at this moment, you're still safe. Just trying to say it that way. But as it lights up the whole sky, you realize that your garden doesn't just stop at the fence. It stretches over the hill and into the woods with all the wildflowers that have also awakened at the same time that your garden starts blooming, as if they're asking you to take a closer look at what you've never explored. And they're whispering to you, what if the joy that you seek isn't in perfecting what you already know, but instead it's in exploring something wildly new? And we're at a point of completion with a new beginning taking place. And Uranus in your ninth house is telling you to think bigger. And we're not just talking a little bit. We're talking about breaking through that glass ceiling of those limitations. We're talking about thinking much bigger so that you can reach farther, because your ideas truly deserve a wider horizon. And as this trine nudges you, in the Three of Staffs being in the upright, this is looking ahead towards new opportunities, towards your freedom, towards enjoying your success, with travel ahead, with prosperity, with movement, with good outcomes on the downswing, right? This is where that chickweed tends to choke if you don't hone it, if you don't steward it or shepherd it. And that's really where it's like you're feeling stuck at home, you're feeling frustrated, you're returning from travel feeling unrewarded, where all your hard work that you're doing is all that you're investing. It feels like more than what you're receiving. In this trine, as it nudges you, as you're teetering on this on this energy, right? As it nudges you toward the upright, toward creative risk, toward creative awakening, towards adventure, travel, seeing beyond that horizon and going towards it by taking a risk, because you don't necessarily know what's at the top of that hill, but you do know that you got that Capricorn energy keeping you steady. You might suddenly get an idea that fills you with a newfound inspiration. You might feel compelled to travel or learn something unusual. You might have a conversation, a dream, read a passage in a book that you were led to by the fates, as it feels this weekend as well, with the North Node being present. Or you may even experience a random moment and it fills you with this essence of beauty. And in it, it reminds you that life is far larger than the systems and the structures that we create to organize it. And in this breathtaking moment, you realize that your talents truly belong on a bigger stage. And with the Four of Cups and the 50-50 as well, In the upright, this is where it's like you're lost in monotony again. It's like you're putting all this hard work in and you're not seeing the rewards that you're wanting to see. It's leading to a loss of focus. It's leading to even stagnation, feeling like you're missing something, right? You're missing the opportunity. It's putting you in a lower vibration on the downswing. Because remember, as he's focused, kind of looking out, where he's got these 3 cups to the side of him, more importantly, it's like the universe is giving you, Uranus in general, is giving you that cup. It's giving you that enlightenment where something truly becomes liberating. It's a bigger stage. It's extraordinary energy where you get renewed interest in the world. You get a renewed passion, a rekindling, a realization, and a motivation that drives you forward towards the unseen, towards the unrevealed to you. So the universe in this energy is reminding you that your mind is not meant to live inside a box, right? It's not meant to be limited and painted into just what you know. It's meant to explore. It's meant to discover. It's meant to grow. And that's truly the story of the hermit, right? This is the wanderer. And not all wanderers are lost, right? Even though we're led to believe that's the case. The wanderer travels, shines a light through the dark so that it can gather all of this information, seek the consultation, the mentorship, gain the wisdom, illuminate the unknown, and also the experience to become wiser. And then once they reach this pinnacle, this bigger stage, they leverage the knowledge, the wisdom, the talents that they truly were gifted with to not be afraid to shine that light in the dark in the first place. To be detail-oriented and know that the wisdom is truly in the details. To be the record keeper in a lot of ways of our history, of our enlightenment as a collective, so that we can then turn it around and share, present it on that bigger stage and truly shine. So this is where, as we explore, as we discover, as we grow, with each new opportunity, that each new curiosity and idea creates for you, you expand. You elevate into the frequency of intellectual liberation, and that is the epitome of the hermit story. And if that resonates, let me know, because as the moon moves into Aquarius and into your 6th house, which is our wheelhouse when it comes to the astrological houses of the zodiac, this inspired epiphany surrounded by the forest flowers is leading you to a bridge between your logic and embracing mystery across to the other side. So with the moon shifting your focus from this creative play to meaningful contribution, and from climbing that forested mountain to feeling the freshness of the rain on your face as you look out across at that horizon, at that beautiful storm that's cleansing everything. Once you've reached that top, the ordinary doesn't just become sacred, it becomes extraordinary. That's your stage. And this is where as well, the 3 of Wands, double confirmation comes out again. This is where you truly get to see, where you're looking out across those waters and you realize just how close you are, being one step away from success, but more importantly, where that lack mindset or that stagnation has made you lose your focus, feel like it's never ending, right? That your work will never stop, that you'll never achieve or get to where you want to go when it comes to your dreams. This is where you become recommitted to your completion, in those lessons, in that ascension, and more importantly, into that journey of the Virgo, where you truly get to stand out and shine and share all the wisdom that your story and your story alone is meant to share with the collective. So this is where Aquarius energy, it brings innovation to your vision, right? And also too, when the waves of your emotion are sitting with this big energy in your 6th house, our home, your house of health, daily flow, work habits, daily life, there's something special that truly happens on Saturday for us. I almost said the Virgo moon. The Aquarius moon, don't ask, forms a sextile with both Neptune and Saturn. And remember, these two, they are both in Aries in your 8th house of transformation, your 8th house of intimacy, shared resources, psychological depth, and how you merge your soul with others. And remember, these two are also traveling together in a meaningful and powerful way for the next few years, where they're anchoring your dreams, your legacy, into your reality and into your future. And Neptune is the ocean within the drop of water. He creates a soft fog through the doorway to dissipate logic so that your intuition, your compass, and your dreams can take over and lead the way. He asks you, can your work be an act of compassion where your daily routines begin to feel more spiritually meaningful? Where a quiet moment while making coffee suddenly feels sacred? Or a simple conversation opens the door to an emotional healing that you didn't realize was hiding in the depths of the sand underneath. And in this sextile, this cooperative energy, the universe is reminding you that the spiritual world doesn't live so far away. And it certainly doesn't live as far away as we sometimes feel it is. It lives inside the ordinary moments. This is where you start to really gain the power, the synergy of your solar plexus and the synergy of 3, the growth of your expression, the dynamic balance, right? This is not only being completed or committed to your completion, it's exploring new territories, working with new soul tribe alignments, seeking cooperation, and having the foresight to truly invest your energy towards your vitality. And with your solar plexus, it's basically about being an inspiration in action, right? It's embracing that rebellious nature that allows you to truly break out of that box that you feel painted into. And then there comes the second sextile. We've got a sextile between the moon and Saturn. Saturn is following closely behind, carrying the tools and the plans to create structure and foster discipline and responsibility to ensure that there's an anchor for your dream to take root in. It's got fertile soil. And that enables you to truly root those dreams into your reality as he asks you, can your compassion have structure? And can it actually also too have boundaries? Because remember, boundaries set you free. Let's make this dream both soulful and sustainable so that it carries you into the future and sets you up for success, allows you to truly balance your multitasking, your priorities, right? Your time management, allows you to truly embrace and juggle all of the potential and all the possibilities that open up to you as you root these dreams into your reality. And it comes along with really where you invest your time and energy, right? How you handle multiple responsibilities, how you prioritize your time, your schedule, your daily rhythms, because we've got the moon in Aquarius innovating your daily life to make this happen as sacred moments. Spiritual aspects truly invite themselves in the ordinary moments of your everyday to day. Rhythm, flow, and action. And when these two interact, when Saturn and Neptune interact like this with the moon that's in Aquarius, something beautiful truly happens. Dreams gain structure. Structure gains soul. And together they're urging you to build something sacred out of your ordinary routines. Make your rhythm flow with the frequency of your highest timeline so that the universe can respond in kind and help you truly co-create your masterpiece that you've been dreaming of, right? That you've been holding. And as you can see, I mean, it's like we've got Jupiter here blessing it, moving forward now. Thank goodness. I am just saying. We've got Mars here playing a role, and he will play a very big role. He did already on Friday, but he's going to come back on Sunday as well, spoiler alert, to truly look at your desires and your passions to align your voice and your destiny to them. Spoiler alert, just saying, stay tuned. We'll get into it. And we've got a lot of focus on your foundations with this Capricorn energy. This is your structure. This is Saturn speaking loud and proud, saying, hey, I'm the timekeeper. Remember, what's worth investing your time and your energy into? To build your wealth, to build your legacy, to create a foundation that is not only self-sustaining, it's successionable. It's something that you can pass on, leave with the world, teach the world at the same time so that we all rise together. And if that resonates with you, put a heart in the comments below because this is truly a profound moment. This is where we are anchoring compassion into your structure. When these two interact like this, they are reorganizing your routines, your rhythm in a way that entangles your 6th house with the transformation of your 8th house. And it brings a profound clarity to you around how to leverage shared resources, how to leverage emotional boundaries, or even how to leverage intimate relationships and how you do your soul or perform, engage and entangle in your soul merging in your everyday life, so that the ingredients of your daily life truly end up becoming the medicine that liberates your future without limitation. And this is where people are truly coming into the wing, right? This is where the work that you do has a reputation that precedes you. This is where we moved from that Five of Pentacles energy to teamwork, to collaboration, to creativity, letting your solar plexus shine while your sacral flow becomes unblocked. How you communicate your passions, how it manifests into monetary rewards with this Capricorn energy, because we are building a foundation that's meant to last. This is truly where the universe starts co-collaborating with you. And as you can see too, I mean, we've got 3s and then 2. This is the synergy of dualities, co-collaboration of growth in your expression, in your alignment. 3 times 3 holds power, right? With the dualities in your polarities, in your relationships, in your choices, and in your decisions, and how you propel yourself forward, how you anchor your dreams into the ordinary, into the everyday. And it starts with now, right? Not just one day. It starts with not only today, it starts with now, with each and every movement. And remember, change one small thing, you change your life. It has this butterfly effect. So you might suddenly see in this energy where you've been giving too much. We've got the 8th house going deep, right? It also too might help enlighten you to where you've been holding on too tightly, because part of it is surrender. That's part of co-collaboration and co-creation. You might share a moment of empathy with a coworker or a friend that deepens your bond together through a dream or a passion that you share. And you would have never known that you shared this if you hadn't decided to meet them for that early morning cup of coffee and that hike that Uranus decided to put in your way, right? It's that lightning bolt that's coming in at the same time. You might feel called to improve a habit, a health routine, a workflow in a very meaningful way that promotes healing that comes naturally into your life. And in that healing, you realize that it requires both care and discipline. And because the 8th house also governs how we manage and liberate ourselves from the idea of debt, or that idea that blocks us into this box that we need to owe, right? Emotionally and financially. And to base that as your foundation. That's how we've been preconditioned, and culturally, at least in the United States, being fostered on a life of debt. This is the 8th house talking, just saying. And because the 8th house also happens to govern how we manage and liberate ourselves from the idea of debt and what we owe, or working, like investing our energy, trading our time and our energy for owing something else, both emotionally and financially. You might also reach a very quiet but profound moment of insight on Saturday about your entanglements to them and how it's impacted your daily decisions, your daily flow, and the outcomes that you see because of it. So this is where you're truly looking at that debt and you're saying, wait a minute, I know you said that I could have it right away and all I have to do is pay it back. But then you start looking at like, oh, wait a minute. What's an adjustable rate mortgage? Why does that credit card start at 0%? And then all of a sudden I look at my bill from this month and it's, I don't know, I'm just going over dramatic here, but God forbid this has ever happened to any of you guys. It's all of a sudden at like above 25%. You're like, wait a minute, a quarter of what I spend or have to pay what only goes to what I owe you. Where is the deception in that? Where are the lies in that promise of, oh yeah, you can just pay it later, right? Where's the manipulation? Where's the theft? This is the 8th house. I'm just saying. Where's that sneaky deceit, that cheating behavior? And more importantly, how are we going to realign everything? So Saturn teaches you maturity while Neptune teaches you compassion. And together they balance your strength with empathy. So you're not getting down on yourself thinking like, oh my goodness, I got taken advantage of. I am so gullible. Instead, you're looking at like, okay, where can I bring balance and harmony back into my life? If these are the dreams that I want to anchor into my reality, this is the financial liberation that I want to experience and really truly seek. How can I prioritize my entanglements emotionally, financially? And together, these two are asking for compassion for yourself, for others, for the situation, and also maturity. It's asking you to grow. They're asking you together to balance your strength with your empathy, so that the waves of your emotions stop ruling you, stop ruling your daily life in ways that make you feel out of control, like you're controlled by things outside of your contribution, and instead let you glide through your emotional waters like you're paddling through the still waters of a lake that you just so happen to have all to yourself as the sun rises. This is big energy. And again, I mean, we've got 3, we've got 2. Synergy with your dualities. This is the time where, again, with the North Node being in the 7th house, your growth is walking aligned with who you contribute, but also how you two contribute together. And we've got the 8th house really focusing on that on Saturday. And by Saturday evening, the moon reaches Pluto in Aquarius, no less. Innovator, future forward thinker. The moon is our emotions. And the moon is looking at Pluto. And this is where the emotional atmosphere truly deepens on Saturday. And I will also say this is not a quiet date that these two are going on. This is where things are going to kind of seem like it's a time of celebration and joy, but it's also a time of reunion when it comes to really revisiting what needs to be released so that something bigger and grander can come through. And what I mean by that is like these two, the moon and Pluto, they are going to see a movie that you thought was just going to be like this sweet, thoughtful, heartfelt drama. They're going to a nice, quiet dinner. That's at least what you thought. And it turns into a transformational, there we go, story that is filled with love, it's filled with loss, it's filled with heartache. Like you guys end up going to the movie A Dog's Purpose, or maybe staying at home and watching it, and where you expected it to be a sweet story about like a dog and a connection to a dog, you find yourself laughing, you find yourself crying, you find yourself reaching out, needing a hug and holding hands, and when it's over, you notice that somehow there is a whole pile of tissues by your side that is amazingly grown through this whole transformation. So Pluto is the planet of the underworld, right? And he is looking at your relationships and he's saying it's time to liberate yourself so that you make time to truly enjoy, celebrate reunions, friendships, coming together, groups that you convene with, that you get together with. There is a conjunction happening here between your emotions and your transformation. This is big energy. And Pluto, I will say it again, he is the planet of the underworld. He uncovers the depth of your soul as he reveals your emotions and thoughts. And it's not just like superficial ones. These are your thoughts and your emotions about rebirth, your story and how you want to rise like the phoenix, how you look at power, how you're ruled by other powers, right? With your 8th house of transformation also being entangled in this energy. He's looking at how your soul truly is entangled emotionally and what your thoughts are about your truth with psychological depth, no less. And when the moon meets Pluto for this date, I'm just going to say it now, feelings on Saturday night are going to become intense. They are going to illuminate things that were previously hidden or unseen by your conscious thought. And this conjunction is happening in your 6th house. This is your house of routines, habits, daily choices, rhythms, and your daily flow, right? This is your moxie. So this conjunction asks a very powerful question for each and every one of us. And it truly revolves around, Mercury retrograde. That's all I'm going to say. And it's asking you, it's revolving around, are your daily habits truly supporting your transformation, or are they indeed, in fact, preventing it without you noticing or truly being aware? This is the awareness that's coming in. Which habits, obligations, or roles have quietly taken your power away from you? And which ones, more importantly, are ready to reclaim? Are you ready to reclaim? And when you look under the tablecloth at dinner, as Pluto lifts it up and he's like, check it out, look. This is where you may suddenly notice patterns that have been running in the background of your life that you weren't necessarily conscious of because they're every day, right? They're just ingrained. These have to do with where you've been overworking, where you've been overthinking, or even maybe trying to control every detail because it eases that thought of or experience of anxiety in the short run. But by the side of all of these things underneath that table, There's also a tool that you spot, and it's a tool that you've had, but you've also maybe ignored for years. And when you pick it up, rather than choosing these three, you choose that tool. When you pick it up, you realize that it has the power to rebuild everything. And just remember too, before like I say, we're in Pisces, we've got this compassion here. Pluto also holds compassion. Pluto does not judge these patterns. He simply reveals them to you so that you can decide what to do with them, and if you feel the need to, what you want to change about them, what to do about them. And as he shows you something old that must be released so that it frees you, he's doing this so that something stronger can rise from within you and replace that feeling of entrapment, that feeling of limitation, so that as you transform and adjust how you approach work, health, service, your life altogether, your daily life becomes infused with meaning and compassion and inspiration. And this is where, as you can see, we've got Venus blessing your actions. We also happen to have Uranus here, bringing you that epiphany that is allowing you to stand at that mountaintop. And now you're looking at things here and it's not raining. The storm has passed by. Now the sun is coming out. And that's where we wake up on Sunday. This is that energy that we're leaving this date with when it comes to the conjunction with Pluto and the moon on Saturday night. It has a lot to do with your foundations, letting your heart truly build the true foundation for you, right? Coming into alignment. This is where it's like you're achieving the goals as you anchor them, as you invest your time and energy wisely. You're releasing what has zapped that away from your foundation or made your foundation become rocky or unstable. This is truly where it's like you are becoming committed to your stability, to your place of peace, to your harmony, to truly having things settle down against the volatility, that lack mindset, that hardship, that spiritual or financial hardship, right? And instead you start truly living and walking in alignment with your prosperity and thus receiving the harvest that the universe is responding in kind within that co-collaboration. This also is true like soul tribe family alignment as well. It's familial bliss. It's the experience that you get to celebrate together because we're never truly walking alone. Even though in that place of hardship where we started in that Five of Pentacles energy, you absolutely feel that way. You are not alone in even that feeling. And if that resonates, let me know. Put a heart, share your thoughts, because as we wake up on Sunday, we arrive at the defining moment of this weekend, where the universe hands you a mirror and a microphone at the same time. And let me tell you, that microphone is not only turned on, the volume is turned up. So let's get into it. On March 15th, Mercury retrograde just so happens to conjunct with Mars. Both of them are in Pisces, so we're leading with our intuition. We are dissolving those illusions. We are taking the foggy goggles off. And more importantly, we are focusing on our vision and our dreams. And we are also focusing on our relationships. Again, we are not walking alone in this. Our growth is meant to be aligned with who we walk with and how we come to the table with each other and for each other. And this conjunction alone between Mercury retrograde and Mars is very powerful. Mars is Mars. Let's just be real. But the North Node happens to also be sitting nearby, just a few degrees away from them, astrologically speaking, or astronomically speaking. There we go. I love Mercury retrograde. If you guys do too, let me know in the comments below, because it is kicking my butt this week. I'm just saying. It's been compassionate. I'm holding compassion for my words and my tongue. But either way, the North Node here, because it's amplifying and entangling with this energy, it's also entangling this energy with your destiny. And because Mercury is our ruler, Virgos, I'm just going to tell you this. This is a day. This conjunction is one that you are going to have especially be potent for you. You're going to feel this energy. So this is a new start, and it is also where you are being aligned and coming into alignment with your truth and tapping into your unlimited potential, whereas beforehand you felt like you were in a box. Mercury is the mind, right? It's our pragmatic planning. He is our winged messenger. He connects us to our vitality, to the messages of our collective creation and collective consciousness. Mars is our desire, our will, our action, how we invest our time and action, our time and energy towards what we think, towards how we move. And when these two meet in Pisces like this, because Pisces energy is that ocean in a drop of water, that unlimited potential and untapped potential, this is where the spirit of adventure really starts to play on your creativity, because the delusions are being washed away. This is where these two, in Pisces like this, it's like you're standing on the shoreline of an ocean at dawn. And today, the ocean is alive. The waves are rolling in. They are carrying this retrograde energy with Mercury. So they are carrying memories, they're carrying conversations, they are carrying unresolved feelings, and the ghosts of the things unsaid. And it has a lot to do, since we've got Saturn and Neptune involved with Saturday, has a lot to do with your dreams, your ascension, your growth, your future, and your legacy. And because Mercury is in retrograde, he is picking up all those old letters that you once wrote but never sent. And with Mars present, those letters also happen to carry a little bit of heat in them, right? And because the North Node is also nearby too, the conversations they're about is not random. It's destiny nudging the conversation, nudging the dialogue forward, so that you can truly walk into attunement, alignment with your truth, call judgment in your transformation with Pluto being present here, and truly invoke the blessings of Venus that we will see and receive Sunday evening. We'll get into it. This is where, as you can see, it's a new beginning focused on your true foundations, but it's going to take unexpected energy with Uranus present this weekend and embracing that epiphany, that enlightenment, making those changes through your transformation, truly making that judgment call with that spiritual realization that renews, that transitions you and walks you forward, walks your dreams forward. So this conjunction is truly one where words can truly become weapons or tools of healing, depending upon how you leverage them. And they can even hold the energy of potentially both. It depends on how you use them, how you use the energy, how you ascend, how you leverage the wisdom that you've learned with the lessons along the way. And with this energy, what I'm seeing is you're holding the Empress. You are elevated right now. You're in this nurturing energy. So, especially when it comes to your dreams, especially when it comes to movement, especially when it comes to really closing out old cycles that have held you back, especially when it involves the day-to-day, right? Your daily rhythms. So, with these two, you'll have a lot of help. This is not a focus on the negative. This is a focus on the positive, because we have this Pisces stellium softening the edges and also softening the bite of the words, really leveraging empathy and compassion into how you respond, not react. This energy brings unfinished conversations back to the surface. Unfinished ambitions even too, or conversations that you've had with yourself about your ambitions, so that you can truly see where a relationship may require honesty with yourself or with others in order to move forward. It infuses courage into the mix so that a truth can finally be spoken. It asks you gently but firmly, what truth about your relationships or about your relationship with your dreams, your foundations, your comforts, your experience, have you been quietly editing out of the story, out of your story? Because it's time to truly speak from the heart about it. But remember, this is happening in Pisces, the sign of compassion and forgiveness. It is not about holding that over someone's head, over your own head. This is the sign that understands that beneath every conflict lies a deeper longing to be understood. This is that energy. And this is that transformation. And in this conjunction, when you've got that microphone and the volume is turned up high, it happens to be also aligned at 11 degrees. It carries the numerological vibration of illumination through confrontation, so that mastery can be achieved through insight, through challenge. It's the moment when truth breaks through illusion so that your defenses stop restricting your heart's voice. And this is where you elevate and hold that Empress growth, right? This is that appreciation for beauty, seeing the beauty in the ordinary or even the smallest things. And when it comes to your material wealth, your success, the pleasures, your bliss, your place of peace, This is where you're filling every one of those buckets with creativity and love. And you're also co-collaborating, co-managing, co-creating with the universe in the heart's voice while the heart leads the way. And this energy, I will say, can show up in beautifully transformative ways. It can show up through a conversation with a partner that clears an emotional fog that's been drifting between you two. It can show up in the same way with a conversation that you're having with yourself or even your future self about your dreams, right? About the skills that you and the knowledge that you've accumulated, that you're learning, the dedication that you're really devoting to that dream and to anchoring it. Again, we've got the 3 and then we've got 12 here. What? This is new beginnings with dualities, polarities, knowing that your true growth comes from the lessons that you learn. And that's how you come into synergy with the 3. This is step by step, kind of a blueprint that's happening here. And it's bringing you to the enlightenment, right? This is where you're looking at the unhappiness of the situation, where you felt trapped, dissatisfied, where you've had to sacrifice, where you felt restrained. And you're breaking outside that box. You're breaking through those illusions so that your defenses stop restricting your heart and stop restricting your evolution and your ascension to your mastery. So this can even show up in a transformative way of beauty through connecting or reconnecting with someone from your past to resolve unfinished energy that's been really like eating under the surface, right? Really dimming your light or really tempting you. Distracting you is what I'm getting the most. Away from your focus of achieving that ultimate 10 of Cups energy, right? This is joyful bliss. This is having luck, soul tribe, chosen family, stability, health, stability in your health, stability in your success, stability in your joy as you're on the full shoes and receiving all the downloads of purity as your cup overflows. Because again, with the 5 of Cups energy, this is holding on to the past, right? Holding on to that grief, that resentment, that loss, that regret, that unfinished business. This is where that 11-degree alignment with this conjunction is helping you break through the illusion of entrapment of whatever made you feel this way. And it's also helping you through realizing that a relationship dynamic must evolve, either with yourself or with someone else, in order to survive, in order to flourish, and eventually, more importantly, thrive again. Because this is where you're headed. And this is what's trying to hold you back. This is what's entangled in that energy, right? This is change. Coming away from this 5 of Cups that are spilt, where there is still one standing, by the way, too. Not all hope is lost. But it's truly walking towards a new beginning voluntarily because the universe is truly working in your favor. There's gifts, but it takes you being open to receive, being open to adjust, being open to change, right? And if that resonates, let me know. Share your thoughts. Put a heart in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, because this is an energy where as you learn to thrive again, it's going to help you find the courage to truly express feelings that you've analyzed for months, but you've been analyzing internally. And once you give voice to them, it helps you turn a misunderstanding into a deeper empathy and a deeper healing that sets you free. This conjunction is kind of like a sword wrapped in silk, or in the silk, I should say rather, of the Pisces stellium. And I know you're probably thinking, wow, that just got violent. Did not mean it that way. Because Mars, while he can be reactive as he charges forward at times, right? Sometimes recklessly as well. When he's in Pisces, it changes that warrior sword energy into empathy. It changes the sword into understanding. It changes the sword into compassion. And the messages, there we go, messages of truth that are delivered truly become truths that are delivered with kindness. And that intent alone holds water of gold in its own meaning. And this sword, this message, it's about winning hearts. It's not about arguments. It's about your 10 of Cups. It's about making sure that that one cup that's still standing becomes the true cup that lights your way, that truly overflows, that truly takes going on the start of something new. It's a new beginning, but it's one that's filled with wonder, optimism, adventure, innocence, positive energies, joy, love, celebrations, fertility, right? Well, we had the Empress out there before. This is new. This is not the old. And remember, we are releasing something that's old so that something new, even bigger and better and stronger, brighter, can rise from within you. This is that kind of power. So, the biggest thing with Mercury retrograde being in Pisces is that as you revisit what was previously left unsaid or unfinished, he's asking you to reread that previous chapter so that you can love purely and authentically as you write your next one. And remember, the universe is helping you emboss it with your name on it in gold this weekend. And remember, gold is that energy conductor. And with the North Node acting as your guiding compass, illuminating the direction of your soul's evolution, we're headed here, right? This is where you may just be encountering someone who's meant to mirror something very important back to you under this conjunction, through this conversation. And there's a lesson about boundaries, trust, or emotional honesty that they're meant to teach you. So now is the time to truly listen to the intent, the meaning underneath the words as it invokes this deeper empathy and this deeper healing. Now, while the relationship conversations you come across are swirling like these ocean waves on Sunday, let me tell you, it is not only just there. We are going to get some help from the universe. So, the moon in Aquarius, in our 6th house, affecting our daily choices, our daily rhythms, our daily flow, is going to quietly steady your inner world. Aquarius energy gives us this emotional objectivity and perspective as we look at things from a higher viewpoint and a higher perspective, from a future forward thinking kind of way, right? Or perspective, mountaintop, whatever. It's kind of like stepping out onto a balcony above the sea so that you can see all of the waves clearly. And the moon in Aquarius will also happen to be forming a supportive sextile with Venus. And remember, she's in Aries. She's in our 8th house. She is wrapped in red silk at this point. And this sextile is creating this cooperative strength and depth in the realm of your intimacy, trust, and deep emotional bonding. And with the emotional intensity of Mars and Mercury in their conjunction, while the North Node is truly helping you with that compass, this transit, this sextile between the moon and Venus will feel like sunlight after rain. As you're standing on that balcony, right? Looking out over the waves, being mesmerized by how the sun glistens off each and every one as they roll in towards you. Venus, in this energy with this sextile, this is where, and I should also say in Aries and in the 8th house, no less, she represents, just on her own, she represents harmony. I cannot talk. Oh my goodness, Mercury retrograde. I just want to be that mom voice right now with Mercury. Either way, if you can relate with me, I hope you're chuckling. If you've been struggling with the same, I so feel you. King and queen, I'm just king or queen, I'm just saying I feel you. So Venus on her own, she represents harmony, love, beauty, attraction. She's our Renaissance planet. She's our heart's desires, no less. And in Aries, Venus, the reason why she's in red silk right now, and it is bright red. She's bold, she's honest, she's passionate. This sextile with the moon being in Aquarius, because Aquarius energy allows you to truly kind of step back. In the lower expressions, they can come across as cold. But what Aquarius energy truly leverages is the ability to basically not get too close to the emotions so that you can really focus on responding, not reacting. With this entanglement between the two, and when you're thinking about that emotional intensity that Mars and Mercury are bringing with that volume up on high, the sextile with the moon and Venus right now is going to be offering this healing energy to use and to infuse, for you to use and infuse in your emotional connections in those conversations as they ask you what if vulnerability could actually strengthen your sense of independence. That's a big one. And if that just gave you goosebumps like it did me, let me know, share your thoughts, put a heart, because this is where this sextile truly looks at things in a different light. And it breaks that box open, right? It breaks the box of that limitation or that preconditioning open. Because truly, the truth that they're helping you see is that by having the emotional bravery to have that heartfelt conversation in the first place, It brings clarity through a meaningful moment of closeness. And it also builds a foundation of trust at the same time. And that is a foundation that stands the test of time. It's like discovering that opening the vault of your heart or tearing down the walls that you've built around it doesn't weaken the structure or the walls of your heart, but instead it proves that an open heart is more reinforced without what was suffocating it in the first place, because now it has room to beat. It has room to really drum. It has room to really be heard. And where compassion truly becomes your greatest power on Sunday, this is a day where words heal, words reconnect, words also redirect the path of a relationship for you, and your communication truly will feel like magic. This is where, as you can see, you become the Knight of Wands, that extrovert, right? That one that stands in their individuality, but also is highly motivated. They thrive on challenge, right? They look at competition not as adversarial, but instead as leverage of playful banter, right? Where people can truly lift each other up, strengthen each other at the same time. It's not by like pointing out the truth of a weakness or where someone needs to grow that is meant to dim a light, but instead it's done playfully, it's done compassionately and caring, and also supportively in a way that helps them see it so that they can truly look and lean into that growth. And by both of you helping each other like that, that's where the strength truly unites us. This is where we also have air energy being exalted by fire. And we all know that when a fire has air, it's got room to breathe, and that's when things truly ignite. And it's igniting your divine humanity, putting you up on stage with that Leo energy, and exalting you in your leadership by leading with compassion. This is also too, where as you're looking at standing in your authority, right, really leveraging your self-discipline, leaning into your reason with pragmatic planning, as it goes to how you go after, how you invest your energy, your time with that Aries energy, how you initiate movement towards your ambitions, provide support. You're doing it in a way that's very trustworthy to yourself and for others. And it creates a stable foundation, right? It brings structure, it brings contentment, it brings balance, as well as organization to the chaos. And as the alignments of the Moon, Mercury, Mars, and the North Node ask you to reconcile the mind and the heart this weekend, they are doing so that you come to the pinnacle of a tribulation here, where your intuition truly is trusted and it's truly meant to guide you with that compass aligned with your truth, with your destiny, with the North Node, and with the movement of Jupiter finally moving forward in a new beginning on your true soul path journey with the 0 here. So in our universal year of 1, no less. What? I'm just saying. So as you reconcile the mind and the heart this weekend, they're doing so to help you speak truth, help you speak it with compassion, help you act with courage, balanced with empathy at the same time. And to know that your destiny is truly not shaped by only what you do, but most importantly, by how you consciously communicate with the people who walk beside you. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys are chuckling right now because I'm having a kick out of this. So this weekend is truly about, it's like this standing in your authority and a turning point and a turn for the better, to break out of that limitation, to begin a new cycle, really be open to receive the good fortune that's waiting for you through the words that you choose, through the understanding you offer, through the courage you bring to your emotional honesty. As you anchor those dreams into your reality and into your future, as you build that legacy, make it successionable, sustainable, as you receive the good karma that you're meant to truly receive with the wheel turning in your favor, because this is favored, right? This is auspicious. And as the moon closes the weekend with this gentle sextile of love with Venus, the universe is opening that book that fell in that library to the chapter that's got your name on it, but it just so happens to be opening it and skipping ahead to the last page in that chapter. And it's pointing to the last sentence on that last page of that new chapter. And that last sentence reads, "Love is not always quiet, but when it's real, it always leads you closer to the person that you were always meant to become." And if that resonates, if you just got goosebumps like I did, if this weekend has something prolifically profound that happens, by all means let me know, share your thoughts, put a heart, like, share, subscribe, like, and hype. Because truly each and every one of you guys are what help these messages get out to the collective, reach everyone that needs to hear them, so that we can truly support and rise together, ascend together, and grow together. So just know that I am so grateful for each and every one of you, whichever way and however you support this channel, these messages, and this Soul Tribe family. Now, before we go, I do also, and we got the Pathfinder on the bottom of the deck. What? Okay. So before we go, I just want to look at our spirit animal totems. And this is where, I mean, look at this. This is like a regeneration of your authenticity, where you truly align to your true happiness. And look who's finding their true path. Just saying. So this is the time to truly reach out to your tribe in times of need, right? Because family gives you strength, and it's your soul tribe chosen family that we're talking about. They help you face the storm. They love your uniqueness in all the imperfections or tongue-tiedness that Mercury retrograde can bring. But it's time to truly just know that being yourself is just enough. Just as you are, it's perfect. This is the time we're looking at how you've survived through, right? But in your transformation, as you embrace that transformation, you walk into a place of mastery where you don't just survive, you thrive. And it's because you're also mastering the idea, the release of expectation, and the idea of playful living, enjoying the sacred in every ordinary daily activities, just like making that cup of coffee each and every day. Your destiny is ensured when it's surrounded and it's aligned with love, because that is the universal language. That is our greatest connection to each and everything out there, each and every action, each and every movement. And this is where, I will say it again, it's time to release your past and start a new journey, because you are finding your path, and it has a lot to do with how you teach and help others find their way too. This is also where Spirit is saying, through those challenges that have truly made you feel entrapped and limited, right? Even tempted. This is where your perseverance through them, your growth through them, the love that endured within you through them as well, is truly becoming your sacred power. And yes, I just got goosebumps again. If you did too, let me know. But before we go, I do just want to look at our major arcana. Now, also too, something I've been doing behind the scenes, because I've received a few comments about timing and getting more time to prepare. So, for those of you who have been wanting more time to prepare, more time to reflect, more time to align with clarity, intention, and preparation, I am very excited to say I'm trying something new on this channel. I have opened up a sacred early access space for those who call, or feel called, I should say, feel called to move with the energies that come through the cosmos before it fully arrives. And what I mean by that is I've opened up a membership for this channel, and I've called you guys, for those that choose to join or feel called to join, the Golden Honey Stars. And under this Golden Honey Star membership, you will receive early access to weekly, weekend, and monthly forecasts or readings, so that you can plan before the energy peaks and have additional time to organize your thoughts, prepare important conversations, adjust your schedule so that it's aligned with the stars. Protect your energy when you need to, just saying. And also, most importantly, move intentionally instead of reactively. So, if you are a Virgo who thrives on refinement, awareness, and thoughtful action, this early access gives you the space to align spiritually and practically before the collective steps into the forecast. Now, have no fear if you do prefer not to be a member. That is okay. We're still going to do the readings the same way. This is just for early access to each and every one of them. But what this is also going to do for me, and it's my commitment to you, really. But through my back injury, one thing that really became clear is I needed to change my daily rhythm, because I don't give myself enough time to get these out to you guys, to give you guys enough time to truly work with and embrace the energies. And just that one injury and the recovery through it, and then because I had these struggles with it where I was re-injuring, whatever. And I was really surprised as I was trying to do a bit of physical therapy. I struggled with the inflammation, which kind of set me back here and there. And it really set my schedule back in this channel and in how I maintain it. So what this is going to enable for me is it's going to hold me accountable on a more proactive, pre-planned schedule. So the early access is going to come out even earlier than normal. So normally I try to get our readings out, though March is not a good indicator of this, so forgive me there. Normally I try and get weekend readings out on Thursdays. Next week readings I try and get out on Saturday or Sundays. And then I try and get the monthly reads out at least a couple days in advance, right? Or at least the day before if I can help it, because they're big. They're just big. With early access, you're going to get them even earlier. So my goal is to get early access to weekend readings for like Monday, especially if you're looking at like scheduling, I don't know, like a little vacay or something, and you need time to really look at not only the weather, but the astrological weather, the energetic weather. This will give you that time to still like move your hotel plans around, right? Also, too, weekly reads will be coming out earlier on Wednesdays instead of Saturdays and Sundays. And then week or monthly reads, I'm going to get those out or try to get those out at least 5 to 7 days in advance so that you've got time to truly work with the energy. And again, it's about moving intentionally. So if you are a Virgo who thrives on refinement, awareness, thoughtful action, this early access is going to give you that space that's needed, that you've been asking for and craving to align spiritually and practically before the collective truly steps into the forecast and into the energy. So if you feel called to join the membership, the button is now live on our channel. And whichever way, like I say, however you participate, just for being here, your views, your life, if you don't feel inclined to join at this time, that is okay too, because nothing's going to change with the way that we're doing our readings. But this is what is going to change, is this is going to help me be accountable to remaining steady and steadfast in my commitments to you guys as well. So just know that. Now, before we go as well, what we pulled music frequency wise for this reading is A sharp, F sharp, G sharp, C, and E. And then what we called Mercury retrograde. If Mercury retrograde is doing this to you too, I am hugging you right now. I'm just saying that. Color frequency wise, what we also pulled is purple, indigo, green, red, and yellow. And truly, I am just saying, I am sending you guys so much love and light. I am so grateful for each and every one of you, however which way that you're here, how you're part of the family, how you support each other, support these messages, share your thoughts, your heart, your love. Each and every bit of it counts, and I am sending you so much love and light right back. So I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Take care, and I will see you in the next reading.